What is going on, guys? My name is Vinny Vega, and today I decided to play Pick It Up in Battlefield 4. What exactly is Pick It Up? Pick It Up is a game mode that my buddy Wes came up with a few years ago. It was actually in Call of Duty that he did it. Obviously, since Battlefield and Call of Duty are two completely different games, some of the rules have to be modified. Like, for example, one of his rules is you cannot use deadly score streaks or grenades, anything but besides your gun or your sidearm. So, in the Battlefield universe, you are not allowed to use gadgets such as C4, or mortars, or grenades, anything of that nature, or rocket launchers. Another rule that he had as well was you had to play free-for-all. Since there's no free-for-all in Battlefield, you can either go into Team Deathmatch or Domination servers. I chose Team Deathmatch for this video. If you get an assist that counts as kill, that means you have to pick up their kit as well. Now in Battlefield there's rarely 1v1 situations, like true 1v1 situations. Even in Call of Duty that can sometimes happen, so one of his rules was, and this still applies, if you have more than like one enemy to deal with the situation, shoot everybody in the face, and then pick up the kit of the last one you killed. And every once in a while, sometimes they won't drop a kit for whatever reason. Don't worry about it, just move on to the next target. And if there's a good distance between you, move towards the kit that you're trying to pick up out of the enemy you just killed. But if another guy comes up, go ahead and take care of him and take his kit instead. And every time you die, it resets the process. So it doesn't matter what kit you start out with, as long as you don't use explosives. Now when you're playing this way, it can either be the funnest experience ever, or the most frustrating, depending on what kind of server you end up in. Because you're either going to be against the Bad Kid Randys or the MLG Yellow Strat guys. And when you're against the MLG Yellow Strat guys, it's very, very difficult to play this way. But it's still very rewarding when you do pull it off. Especially when you go on like a 5, 6, 7 kill streak. When I first started playing Pick It Up, I had this little voice in my head that would say, pick up their kit, pick up their kit, pick up their kit, over and over like a broken record. And I could not stop listening to it for the life of me. So it led me to taking some pretty stupid deaths where I'm running towards the kit like a chicken with his head cut off, and I get shot in the back or the side or whatever. So it's very important to have that situational awareness. And you're going to find that this game mode will actually make you a better player. Simply because you have to plan out the situation to work for you to where you can pick up your kit. If you see an enemy that's close to you or right in front of you, that's ideal, because then you can pick up your kit right away. And sometimes you will kill someone from medium long distance even in Team Deathmatch, but like I said, you know, start moving towards your kit, but also keep in mind that there might be an enemy nearby, so just stay cautious when you're going towards your kit. And another thing I noticed too, every once in a while you'll pick up a kit that's just completely random. Most of the time you'll pick up a kit that's typical, like atypical. Like, you know, an AK or an F2000 or a SPAS shotgun or a Dow shotgun. But every once in a while you'll pick up one that just makes you scratch your head like, okay, so you got this PDW with an ACOG scope on it. That's kind of cool, I guess. One time I picked up a recon kit. He had a sniper rifle and a mare's leg for a sidearm. And I'm just thinking, what are you doing, dude? Like, what are you doing? Maybe he was trying to challenge himself as well to mix it up. And every once in a while you'll pick up a gun that has no bullets. Either they went on a super high kill streak or they pop shot it at everybody and ran out of bullets really quick. So I think that's what makes things most interesting about playing Pick It Up. It kind of puts you in that situation where you have to play cautious but aggressive at the same time. You have to be aggressive to the point where you can pick up their kit very easily. At the same time, you have to be cautious because you might put yourself in a situation where if you jump too quickly to get their kit, you'll get shot in the face while you're doing that. And then there's also the fact that if you're in a full-on gunfight with somebody and both of you expel all your bullets, you're going to have to reload regardless. So most of the time I reload on the way to the kit just in case the enemy pops up, and then of course I'm gonna have to reload again once I pick up their kit. To say the least, playing Pick It Up leads to some very interesting situations. Another thing I want to point out is what is up with the laser light show. I mean, pretty much everybody and their mom is running a laser sight. It's like nobody invited me to the rave, and I felt kind of left out a little bit. I'm pretty sure it has nothing to do with the fact that I crashed the last party with some teammates. I could be wrong though. Generally speaking though, I don't run a laser sight simply because it normally gives away your position. And I don't know if you guys got the memo or not, just because the description says you can possibly blind an enemy at moderate range, doesn't mean it necessarily will.
And I'll go ahead and make sure you get another copy of that memo.
Because let's face it, it's not nearly as effective as it was at Battlefield 3. I mean, yeah, you could argue that you'll get that extra hip fire, but with most guns in Battlefield 4, it's not practical. Unless you're running a PDW or maybe even a shotgun. I guess that's the only situation where you'd want to use a laser sight. And it just cracks me up every time I pick up an LMG and it has like a tri-laser on it or something, and it cracks me up every single time. It's like the PDW with the ACOG scope. It's like, what are you doing? Like, what is this? What is this madness that I've gotten myself into? I also want to give credit where credit's due. I want to thank my buddy Wes for hooking me up with that intro clip, the Pick It Up intro. And also, if you want to check out Wes for yourself, you can. He goes by Neptura. He primarily live streams on Twitch, but he still uploads highlights from Twitch on his YouTube channel. Links in the description, so check him out and tell him that Vinny sent you. Also, give Pick It Up a try, and if you happen to record some clips of you doing pretty well playing Pick It Up, I'd love to see it, so send it on over if you want to. No pressure. Hope you guys have a badass day today, and I'll see you on the next one.